Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. It's been a minute. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. For the people who are along this ride with me, because I'm on this ride with you. So if you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're old here, welcome, welcome. You're always welcome. Haters are welcome. Supporters are welcome. You're all supporters, whether you like it or not. How's everybody been sleeping? I feel like sleep, Piscean energy, moon energy has been, the feminine energy has been, woo, woo, we'll just give it that. I have my multivitamin, not sponsored, but it's just my favorite brand for supplements that I've found so far. I like Mary Ruth's or whatever. But I'm kind of a hot mess, just in life. So I'm gonna start doing the zodiac readings. I got a couple requests for that, and I've kind of just been wanting to reset the collective energy and get us back into, sign by sign, accessing the individuals out there who maybe don't have the time for longer messages, or or are feeling far away from their connection, possibly. So it's going to be more about the individuals at play, right? Elevating that energy as an individual, because that just naturally attracts your person. I feel like a little kid with those different, what are they called? Like Capri Suns. We never had those growing up. So the cool kids always had, like, the different Capri Suns, or the different, what were those ones that were like wax and you twisted them off? I don't know. I just remember I didn't really like those ones. But Capri Suns, Yoo-Hoos, I don't know. We're going back to basics here. I don't know what this message is going to be in reference to. It might be for the individual. It might be about your connection. You and your person are kind of riding similar waves, whether one of you, maybe you are literally on different coasts. But it's like you're looking at, what is that, the movie, we're looking at the same moon. I think it's Dear John. Is that with Channing Tatum? I just watched The Vow with Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams. I finished it. I started it. But it's like, no matter what happens, it's like when you get incarnated into this life, your mind is wiped clean of past memories, right? You can access them through practice and through different forms of practices. Meditative practices. You can get into that space and recall them. And some of us have those sort of future memories, where they're very strong to us, particularly in the dream world. So dreams are very important. They're always important, especially on the feminine side, because that's how you attract your masculine. So we'll read for the feminine first. Now this could be you working on your feminine and masculine energies so that you can balance those to a good place that attracts your counterpart. I'm getting X. X marks the spot, but in the High Priestess here, High Priestess and the Hierophant. So this is a match, but there's a runner here. In this High Priestess, she's got her arms crossed over her chest. So it's like she knows better. This High Priestess knows better. But that could also be a feminine whose intuition is fractured, feeling a little dull, feeling a little, maybe doing some, penal cleansing. That could be celibacy as well, like penal cleansing, if you are a female feminine, or if you're a feminine that takes the penis. Maybe getting the penis out of your life for a minute does the body good. Anyway, Six of Swords, Six of Pentacles. We were getting this in the other reading. I was not able to get that masculine reading up. I don't think that it uploaded. I'll have to look back, but I don't think I got that divine masculine reading. So this could be a masculine who's like just waiting on a signal, waiting on that signal from their feminine. But they're ready to come in. We got the Knight of Cups ready to come in with the Six of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. This is also on the feminine side, so it's like the feminine, this is what the feminine wants. They want collaboration, they want reciprocation, they want to be rescued. And here they are. Yeah, their knees are locked and they're praying. I feel like this is a feminine who is just Taurus energy here. You could have strong Taurus placements. This is somebody who only wants commitment. They only want whatever you consider marriage to be. We'll just put that out there in layman's terms. Marriage. Marriage is union. Okay? So it doesn't have to be a wedding. Doesn't have to be the gown and the tuxedo and all the thing and people watching you. But it is the Ten of Pentacles. It's growing old with somebody. It's studying. It's learning. It's always not just growing old, just growing. Always growing as you age. So, it's whether there's an age difference or not, there's some sort of youthfulness here. Even though this looks like they've got a cane here. This feminine is still keeping very childlike energy. This is a very curious feminine, a lot of Sagittarius energy, Aquarius energy there, where it's like they're always studying and learning new things. With the Pentacles, Virgo as a mutable sign. Mutable signs are always kind of these ones. They're always watching, but not making any moves, which is good. That is feminine, right? But here, it's like, see, the masculine is watching this feminine's fingers. I mean, they might like your hands. What's that scene from Ross? From maybe somebody shopping at Ross. I got it at Ross. Remember that commercial? Somebody could be friends. Ross, Rachel talks about Ross and Rachel. Maybe you have like similar sounds to your name, or to your, to your zodiac sign or something like that, or the place you live. What is that, Rhode Island? That's as far as I can conceive. I'm not a geography person. Here I am out living in it, but I'm not a geography person. But that is something like, maybe you're studying up on a subject that you are not that strong in school, in younger school. But Rachel liked Ross's hands, and he's like, so the whole episode, he's like, oh, would you like this? He's like flashing his hands, which is funny because I always laughed with my sister about it, that he had really tiny hands. I did not like his hands. I was a Chandler fan, and he turned out to be the best one. No cheating. Ross was a cheater. He seemed like such a good guy. Oh, he's such a good guy. He's her lobster. Well, they can be lobsters together. Anyway, keep some of my opinions out of this message here. Ooh, got a fucking Emperor. Page of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Yeah, there's an Emperor waiting for this feminine. He's watching her hands and waiting for her to make a move. The feminine is not making a move, though, because I'm going to turn this heat on. It causes a lot of vibration, and so if hopefully you guys can still hear me, okay? What is that from Harry Potter? Can everyone see me? Can everybody hear me? What is that? The faker. You could have a fake emperor coming out, or a false emperor, false twin. But he, what is that professor? He's like in the books where he slays dragons and he does all this cool stuff, but he doesn't do any of that shit. He's a liar. Liar, pants. Liar, plants for hire. Patrick? Is that Patrick? SpongeBob. Pink and yellow. Pink and yellow, pink and yellow. Pink and yellow is the solar plexus and the upper heart chakra. So between the two of those is green. It's the heart chakra. The heart chakra is blocked here. There's been a lot of, I just did silence yesterday and dedicated it to the heart. We have the moon there. Excuse me. Page of Swords. It's the Maiden of Swords. So it's like the feminine is watching and waiting, and the sun just peeked up over the mountains there. Like, oh. So here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. The Hermit, it's masculine, could have Virgo placements. Maiden of Pipes. That is the Page of Wands. So this is that message this feminine is waiting for. This feminine looks very kind of aloof. I'm getting just sort of bored. Not quite apathetic, but a little bit of ennui. And there it is again. Okay, I'm glad it came out again. The moon. So we have Pisces energy here. I can't see it here. Yeah, it's like, 18 could be important. And Sagittarius energy, we have an Archer here. So it's Pisces, Sagittarius, the number 18, which is 9. It's somebody that's going to come and take you out of that. Not take you out. No, I think they're going to take you out of it. But not in a way you want to be taken. I was watching Jack Goes Boating. So maybe something about a boat, but with the Six of Swords, we get that energy of somebody coming across oceans, crossing oceans of time. Bram Stoker's could be very metaphorical, crossing oceans. Oceans represent emotions in motion. What am I looking for? I need water. I need water. We have the Warrior of Vessels, again, the Knight of Cups. And the Medicine Wheel. So that is healing is coming in. This person's going to take you out of your own way. This is a quite fixed energy feminine, and maybe a mutable masculine, or a masculine that's just more go with the flow. Maybe the feminine is more like, no, with this, because when the Maiden of Blades came out, I thought it was the Queen of Swords, but it's the Page of Swords, because in this deck the pages are feminine. Yeah, it's like the feminine, there could be, again, an age difference. This feminine feels younger. Strange message, but the masculine could have thought that, so we have a 10 ending here. So there's something that's been blocking the timing, and it doesn't feel divine. Like maybe you were supposed to come together earlier. So this could be a reconnection. I don't read for past energy in the sense of, anyone where it's been toxic and you've gone your separate ways. We don't look back at that shit. This could just be someone from your past. Yes, past life, obviously, but in this life, I feel like you could have known this person in a different context. You could have worked with them, gone to school with them, because I was getting school. Traveled with them. I'm not sure why you would travel with somebody and not be in some sort of, other than, again, you're like traveling in parallel universes, but you're in the same plane. It's like Mario Kart, where you when you jump off of something and sort of land, you sort of fly and land in another path, and it's kind of like you're jumping ahead. But it's also like, of course you were meant, everything happens when it's supposed to. With the Medicine Wheel of Fortune, it's always divine timing. But I do feel like you two, because we have free will, I feel like utilizing your free will or not utilizing your free will because your heart chakra was blocked, Of course, okay, I'll just finish the statement and then go back to it, Nikki. I feel like you two somehow were blocking this divine timing. Like maybe you were meant to come together. And so you could be in this cycle of feeling like, I've been here before, I've done this before. It's like you're just sort of going in a loop, like Mario Kart, because you're waiting on your person to kind of jump in the line, rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump on the line, rock your body on time. I don't know why that is. That Beetlejuice? No, that's Deo, Deo. Daylight come and me one go home. Day. That's the sun energy. It is that divine masculine coming out, that emperor coming out of the darkness. Coming out of the closet could be same sex here. Somebody may just be coming out of the closet in that aspect, but it's like they're coming out of the closet, you know, skeletons in the closet, Michael Jackson, Virgo energy, keep it in the closet. Just keep it in the closet. Something about a secret love situation here. There's some sort of secrecy here. Because there's pages. Page of Pentacles. The feminine's in page energy. You're both kind of immature in love. You know, like you're probably very mature, strategic. You know how to set boundaries. You're intelligent. It's not that you're lacking emotional intelligence. It's just that you are, you just have had a lot of experiences, possibly. Getting It Takes Two. You could have had like 2 major experiences that really influenced how you avoid love. Because this is a Hierophant here who wants this 10 of Pentacles, and they've got their hands here, they're praying, but their knees are locked. It's like they're not just blocking off sexual energy, but when you block off your sexual energy, this does not mean go out and sleep around. But when you block off your sexual energy, you are blocking off your creative energy as well. The solar plexus, I feel like all of your chakras feel very scrambled to me. Jump in the line. And see, it's like, in this one, Medicine Wheel, there are these other suns, right? There's a moon, there's 2 red suns, and then a yellow sun. It's like, it takes 2. This feminine could have dealt with 2 false masculines. One was really, like, there's a lot of dark clouds around this red sun. This other one was a little bit closer. See how close this sun is to the feminine? This masculine is very close to the feminine. And it's like your actual masculine is somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. Okay. What a weird light cast here. Anyway. Okay. Those are strange messages. We're going to keep going. Because I get the rescue, and they're going to take you out of your own way. The world. There's a distance being crossed here. And see how the world it's surrounded by all of these celestial bodies. There are a lot of celestial bodies that I think you thought you came very close. So you're probably in a connection, feminines, that felt like this is the one. Masculines, you could also resonate with that, and maybe that's why you were mirroring each other so closely that both of you avoided this. Yeah, the Chariot. There's that heart chakra. 7 of Pentacles. This is what you wished for. You wished for this. You prayed for this. Nines are also about independence. You've been gone too long. 8 and 9 are on there. And a cross. There's an X's and cross. You might cross paths with an X. And maybe you traveled with that person. But I get this since, like, when Harry met Sally, you know how they travel together. They don't really like each other. Of course, he wants to sleep with her because he says, you know, men basically want to sleep with every woman. They can't be friends with women. Comment below. This is one of my favorite things. Do you think that men and women can be friends? All right. And we'll take that a step further. Do you feel that you can be whatever you're attracted to? All right. Whether it's the same sex or men and women, but we're saying masculine, feminine here. Do you think that you can be friends without some sort of ulterior motive being there? Can you be unconditional friends without any jealousy when the other person gets with somebody, or if the other person gets with somebody? But this could be some sort of friendship, where you've held space for each other, and there's kind of like a all tension is sexual tension. That's from Brittany Runs a Marathon. Somebody could be getting into shape, but I get like the chariot and somebody is running. Also Whitney Houston, bodyguard, I want to run to you. And then there's that sword with the silk scarf that just in the bodyguard, where there's like such a trust. He points she puts the sword right up against his chest, and he takes the scarf off of her and cuts it. It's like this silk scarf is almost like a collar. There's some sort of maybe you were gifted a silk scarf or something from somebody who turned out to not be good. I'm getting like a lot of anxiety here because it's like this masculine is coming in to free you, but it feels like anybody else. It would feel like an attack if somebody pointed a sword at your fucking heart, if somebody said something, and that sword could be that sword of truth, like I'm coming in and I love you, I've always loved you, and pointed at your heart might put you in that high priestess energy of like of absolute terror. But they're very calm in that moment. So this could be someone who, and they butt heads, but they butt heads because the other one is not elevating to, it's like you both are mirroring that the other needs to elevate, or stop putting up with these karmics, or stop giving your energy to these people. And when you see those movies, it's always, like When Harry Met Sally, he's like, oh, you're not even sad about your ex, and you are so closed off, and you're not even open to love or whatever. And she's like, oh, you're open to love because you fuck everything, because you fuck everything that moves, like that makes you open to love, so it's like you both are calling each other out on your nonsense. And maybe you've always done that, maybe you've always kind of held that place, but because you've been, you can be authentically honest with your friends because there's not the worry about any sort of sexual energy. You're not putting on a front, you're not being your best self. Like you can be your kind of worst self around this person, and that doesn't mean that you can be toxic or awful to this person. That just means that you can be your least pretentious self. You played parts in these other connections, and that's not why they dissolved. They dissolved or imploded or exploded because they were probably quite treacherous. But it's like you were always playing a part, you were always pretending. There was always a sense of pretense. And then you were like, well, I did everything right. I just watched Acrimony. And I just think it was a fucking terrible movie. It was awful writing. The narration was obnoxious. It was a terrible movie. And I liked Taraji. Which is why I watched it. Because I don't like, who's the guy? who does all those movies. Who's the guy? Anyway, I don't like his movies. I don't like the writing. It just feels false to me, but whatever. It's like over redundancy to try and make things sound like deeper or more meaningful than they are. Anyway, but she's like, you know, I gave him everything, I did everything, and it's like, yeah, but you didn't have boundaries. You just gave in to everything. And there was that gut feeling all along. So it's not like, oh, I changed myself for this person and it's their fault. It's like, I changed myself for them. And that's why it imploded. That's why it exploded. That's why it didn't work, because it was false to begin with. I was being false with myself. I was being self-deceptive, which is why I was attracted to that, which is why I gave into that, which is why I continued to pour into that. So instead of just realizing that you were also a major component, the most major component if you are the feminine, because the feminine chooses the masculine, they receive the masculine, which is why it's like masculines have to get, well, men definitely have to get very good at being rejected, because more often than not, in nature, the males are rejected until the right one comes along. In humans, we don't do that. In humans, we just take whatever comes to us because of our low self-worth, or because of boredom, or because of just lower impulses, whatever the reason. You know your reason. 7. Yeah. This person I get that this person wants to okay, so you may have shared with each other like how unsatisfied you are in your other connections, or this person can just tell that this feminine has never been truly satisfied. And they want to change that, because I'm getting friends again. So this person could be your friend, but I'm getting the scene from Friends where Monica's telling Chandler, she's telling him how to please his other girlfriend. You know, a 432, a 256. This person could be dialing your number. Maybe you have 256 or 432 in your number. But she's a 222. 7777, and then the other girl thanks her, thank you so much. You know, it's like you've built each other up, whether you are friends in the 3D or just the 5D. You are best friends in the 5D anyway. But it's like somehow this person, and if not this person, your counterpart could be sending you other friends. Maybe they're sending you masculine, maybe your feminine is sending masculine friends to help their masculine be a better partner. You know, they could be sending them like wiser masculines who know how to treat feminines, right? So they're like, it's like your person's surrounding you with all the information on how to love them better. But I just get that scene because it's funny, because Chandler and Monica end up together. And they didn't like each other. He was mean to her. He, you know, talked about her weight and stuff like that. And so she got in shape. Well, you know, that could be triggering for some people, but she was unhealthy, and she was eating because she was emotionally stunted, and she had like a vacuous hole from her mother that she never felt loved. Her mother, it was never good enough. She never felt pretty. You know, your mother, you could have had a mother that just made you feel ugly, unlovable, unworthy, whatever, you know, all those trauma things that make you trauma bond. You know, you probably went through some trauma bond. This masculine sees you as sees the feminine as like a light, and they want you to, I was gonna say spread your light around, but not like getting in the lifestyle or anything like that, because we've got 10 of Pentacles in the Hierophant here. This is a monogamous connection, but maybe they've seen you spread your light other places, because look at him, he's kind of like, you know, could be a darker featured masculine who wears vests or something. I don't know, he's wearing a vest. I kind of like that. The movie, or the show, House of Paper, or is it Paper House? I think it's Casa de Papel, which like translates over into House of Paper or something. But it's the heist, the money heist is what they call it. But the professor, I don't know what his zodiac sign is, but I'm gonna look it up, because he's kind of like, you wouldn't expect it, you know. There's kind of like the other grandiose guy, and they sing that song. Oh my gosh, it's such a good song, and now I'll never be able to remember it because I'm trying to recall it on the spot, and my testing anxiety is gonna go nope. But and yeah, maybe you've dealt with a lot of like narcissistic people who kind of like hovered. You had a narcissistic parent, right? We all kind of relate to that in this space, because I talk to cycle breakers. Give me a little booster seat. Somebody's sitting up straight. Somebody's got a booster seat on. Maybe somebody just received a confirmation that was like, okay, I'm here, I'm in it. But in that, you know, he's like the nerd, but he's actually orchestrating everything. You know, he's just like, he is the master of the classroom being these components of this heist, the different people in this heist. So anyway, that could be maybe that actor's name. I don't know his actual name. They call him the professor, because they all have like code names. Maybe you have code names or a nickname for this person. But yeah, they're kind of like, they've seen you. Take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. This person sees you as just a lot of colors, because she's got the paintbrush here. And it's like this masculine wants, they want to shine a light. They want to come in like a flashlight and shine a light into you, into the feminine. Yeah, I'm really getting like something with the Pope, religion, Catholicism, could be relevant here. Yeah, they want you to cut loose. You've only shown one color to people. Like maybe you were blue with this person. I'm blue dabba dee die, whatever. Then you were like yellow with this person. You've only shown like one color at a time. It's like this masculine wants to shine their flashlight in you. I mean, there's a lot of very beautiful sacral energy here as well. But it's like they want you to shine their light into you like a prism, and they want to see all your colors go everywhere, because they now here's just kind of like a little personal reference. So I have my window shades, and they're like rainbow tie-dye, and then the other side is gray. So a lot of times I'll put the gray side out, just kind of mutes everything, makes everything a little bit less conspicuous when you are, you know, stealth camping or whatever. But my colors are facing in, you know, so I'm getting this thing of like this masculine wants you to face your colors out, and you've never felt free enough, feminines, to do that. This masculine, yeah, the kite here, this masculine wants to fly with you. That's like the, a little bit of heaven. Someone could be, someone could be a little person. Okay, take that however you take it. Little People, Big World. It's like a little bit of heaven though with Kate Hudson, and I don't know his name. Is he French, Spanish? I think anyway, it's her doctor. She's diagnosed with colon cancer. And is she an Aries? I don't know what Kate Hudson is. No, I don't think she would be that. Matthew McConaughey's a Scorpio. Sand Painter, 8 of Pentacles. In reverse. Somebody's done working. They're done working. Someone could have been like a workaholic. Or just really focus on something. But anyway, they go hang gliding together. She wins it. Something about a genie with 3 wishes. I also just watched The Forger with Aquarius John Travolta, and his son also is, I believe, diagnosed with cancer. So somebody could be a Cancer, have strong Cancer placements. I did see something with Pisces and a crab holding a red, it's like they're holding a red ruby, which also with the heist, I also just watched Don't Say a Word with Brittany Murphy, may she rest, which we did just get 2 Brittany's there. So somebody's name could be Brittany, or somebody could live, be from Britain. Also, like the lion, that's Leo energy, is not like the Britain insignia or something. But there's some common threads here. So there is a heist and there's a red ruby. You could have lost a father that was very impactful on you, possibly. I mean, losing a parent is impactful on you regardless of your relationship with them, I think. I would guess. I mean, I, for instance, never met my biological father, and he passed away before I ever met him. So there is an impact to that. There is some sort of element that's impactful, whether they were in your life or not. Because it is a part of you that has died. Scorpionic energy, also Leo. Also Wolf, Pisces. 13, yeah. Death energy. I almost said Pisces again. Scorpio. The Roses. Angel Love. Angelo. I don't know what his first name is now. Practical Magic, I can't think about it. Where they bury someone next to the roses. They bury the bad guy next to the roses, and the roses bloom. So it is some sort of like blooming, glowing, and see the little candles here? It's like laying something to rest. Maybe losing a parent or losing a past partner actually freed you in some strange way from the burdens. I mean, if you were a caretaker, maybe that was something that held you back from pouring your love or your heart chakra into anybody else, or even yourself, because caretaker's fatigue is real as hell. And so it's like somebody got very drained and they didn't have enough to give. So whether that was because of a toxic partner, it could have been somebody that you loved very much, but you were taking care of them, and regardless, that will drain you, that will take a lot of energy. So there's something about that. You could have lost a friend to some form of cancer that I don't know what the boy has in The Forger, but anyway, The Forger, there's painting, it's like they want you to paint, and I'm getting, take a look. It's in a book, Reading Rainbow. This person is reading you like a book. Like everyone else just looked at your cover, and this person is like, let me go to the back. Let me go to the index here. Right? So maybe it's like Psychology 101. Everything goes back to childhood, and this person knows that. So it's like every guard that they see that you have up, every I can't even say it, but like every time that you don't speak, I feel like they don't say a word. They don't need you to say anything. They read your body language, they read your pheromones, because we emit different pheromones and different hormones when we're in fear, when we're in love, right? All these different things. So it's like they can read all of that. They can smell you. Oh, that is like a wolf, that is like very canine energy. I'm also getting Morgan Freeman, because I'm getting a lot of loyalty here. Bees could be of importance, but I was thinking about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Morgan Freeman as a narrator. I was talking to somebody about him narrating, like, oh, give me your best Morgan Freeman. Give me your best Morgan Freeman. Something about reading. Maybe this person's going to read to you. Something about your voices. They can hear all the subtle inflections or lack of inflections that you've practiced and worked to disguise. So they know what you're really trying to say. So you don't have to say a word, because they know. And they see that you are a diamond in a rough. Also lion energy, monkey energy. You could be the year of the monkey. But monkeys can be important, where it's like monkeys sort of mimic each other. Howler monkey, also like the howling of a wolf. So more Piscean energy, or something coming up in Pisces season could be important. Maybe you and this person are going to come together in Pisces season. But it's like, if there is anything that you haven't worked out from childhood, it's like you're going to be able to work all this out. You're going to be able to talk to this person. They're going to ask the right questions. It's going to be like therapy with this person. With that medicine wheel, it's always going to be healing. And a lot of people are turned off by that. Don't I know it? I ask a lot of questions, and people usually don't like it. But those are people that don't want to do the work. People that want to do the work, they love questions. They're like, yes, I don't know. That's a very interesting question. Let me look at that. That's this kind of relationship. So maybe you ask questions of other people in past connections, or maybe you asked your parents for information, and it's like they always lied. You were always lied to. You were always deceived. You were always sort of like, so you got very good at reading between the lines. There's a bird on my roof. It's a dove, as you can hear. So, doves can be important. Birds can be important as far as bringing in information. Oh, I gotta. Your dove song, your love song. You may have a song that's very important to both of you. This person could speak to you through music. If you are tuned into your person, they're going to be speaking to you through all forms. They're going to be speaking to you through critters, through the celestial bodies, right? You're going to be seeing, like, if their name is Ryan, you're going to see Orion in the sky every time you look at the sky, or you're going to hear their name everywhere. I don't know why I'm getting Ryan, because it's daylight, but I always see Orion. That was like the only constellation that I knew. My sister told me when we were little, we used to look at the stars and stuff. And so again, like a sibling could be important here. Again, there's no sacral or no sexual energy between you and platonic friendships. And so you and this person may have started out that way, or again, it's like they're sending you their love and their healing, and they're asking questions for you to elevate and for you to do this work through your platonic connections around you. All right. And those can be animals, pets, right? Because like when one of my dogs is acting funny, I'm like, why are you acting funny? Because obviously they're feeding off of my energy, so there's something I gotta look at. So when I'm feeling impatient, they will test my patience even more. And they arrange, they're in cahoots with each other. They decide who's gonna be the one that tests me the most that day. I never know. It's like a fun little bag of tricks. I'm like, oh, I guess it's you today. That movie Jack Goes Boating, I didn't finish that thought. So going back to that, if you've been here the whole time, well, if you're here now, I don't know why I would say if you're here now, if you've been here the whole time, because if you're here now, you were here earlier. But maybe you were like, oh, just get to the good part, and you fast forwarded and you're here. Just tell me when this person's gonna come in. They're gonna come in when you stop asking where are they, when are they gonna come in. But anyway, in the movie Jack Goes Boating with Philip Seymour Hoffman, may he rest, and John Travolta lost his wife. Did he lose her to cancer? I don't know, there's something about cancer here. Maybe somebody is a survivor of cancer. You could have lost people to cancer. Again, Cancerian energy, cancer season could be important. But cancer is the moon and the chariot. So it's like, after an ending, after any sort of death, whether it's literal, metaphorical, spiritual, whatever this death is, this ending with the 10, and the end with the 13, this scorpionic energy, and I do have a scorpion figurine like stuck up there, when the dove started calling. So there could be something with that. It's like the dove and the scorpion, those could be important signs to you. But like when the dove calls, I'm gonna get to this damn point when Jack goes boating. So they're both very like shy, and there's a lot of unspoken truths that are acted out. It's a beautiful indie film. I think Philip Seymour Hoffman, I don't know if he wrote it or directed it, but he was in it, produced it. Like he was involved with the project, and he was also the lead. But, and I don't know his sign, but maybe his sign is important. But PSH, PH is balance, S. Anyway, maybe those letters are important. I don't know why I'm like avoiding this part, because they're both quite shy sexually, particularly the feminine. And she says, if you overcome me, don't hurt me, but overcome me. She said, make me. And earlier I said, this person's going to take you out of yours. I do feel like there is like a masculine that is going to, with instruction or with the kind of like go ahead signal from the feminine, they are going to kind of like activate you in such a way that is kind of abrupt. And I think that's why I'm shying away from it, because it feels kind of like but it's also, you prayed for this, feminines, and you wanted this. You wanted a masculine to come in with the Six of Swords coming out multiple times here. You've wanted this masculine to come in and take me away, a great escape, a holiday, a secret place. I don't know what all the words she says are, but it's like this person is going to come in, and this masculine is going to come in with your signal too. And there it is. The hang gliders. I mean, they're kites, but this is the hang gliders, and they're green. See, it's that activation of the solar plexus, of the yellow, with that childish exuberance of the pink, of the upper heart chakra, the inner child. And for any of the people out there, who see like the pigs, right? The pigs that get, any of the farmed animals that get taken to sanctuaries, but there's a pig here, so I'm just seeing like the pigs are so smart and they're so underestimated and degraded, like they're dirty. People say you're a pig, pigs are actually quite clean, and they're so intelligent, and I just see them when they get released and they're doing zoomies and all of that. So it is something about, like, maybe you're going to rescue or foster or adopt. That could be animals, that could be children. You're kind of taking in the misfits. You're showing other people how to light their own inner prism. Because you can't do that for everybody, right? You're not putting your flashlight in every feminine, right, masculines? But I just see them. Oh my gosh. This reading went by fast. Well, for me anyway. There he is. Knight of Swords, King of Swords, the Emperor. Could be an air sign masculine, but we got the Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Six of Swords twice. 6, 6, 6, 6. All right, 24, which comes back to 6. So, that's a number of love, agape love, unconditional love. You've never felt love like this. You've never felt this kind of unconditional love where you can be friends. You can talk about all the things you would talk to your friends about. You can express all of those things about you that you would never have expressed to anybody before, because it was false. They were not your divine masculine. They were not your flashlight. Your flashlight. This is like your lantern, right? And I love that part in Lord of the Rings where Gandalf says, I think he says, risk a little more light. And he puts that crystal, something with crystals, but he puts his crystal in his staff. Maybe somebody's name is Crystal. But yeah, see, this masculine has his staff here with the moonlight. It's like this masculine's gonna light this feminine up, so this feminine can be their illumination for the caves that they're in. They want this feminine to ask them the questions, whether they know it or not. They've never been around a feminine who asked questions because they wanted healing, right? Maybe they were just with feminines who asked insidious questions, or there was always some ulterior motive behind it, or there was always some sort of like manipulative game. And it's like they were pocketing that information for some sort of insidious purpose. This feminine asks questions because they actually care. They care, and they're like, oh, they can tell that this masculine is up for the healing. Right? Because it's like they're using this moonlit staff to gain control of this little devil. This little devil. Taurus energy, masculines, you could have had a past experience with a Taurus feminine. The Tower and the Fool, yes, those two go hand in hand, and the Two of Wands, that is coming forward. This masculine's coming forward, leaping forward, dancing forward. The Devil's in the bag. And yes, okay, so Morgan Freeman with the dog here, I get Cancerian energy. I think Morgan Freeman's a Pisces, though. You could have Pisces and Cancer placements, because I'm getting a lot of the crossover between Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, like the water energy. There's a lot of water here. Sunrise feels like morning in your eyes. Feels like morning. That's Nora Jones. Sunrise. Looks like morning in your eyes. But the clock says half past. So it always feels like morning time with this person. Banana pancakes. Yeah, that sounds good. But Morgan Freeman, MF, motherfucker. Also Scorpio and Virgo with the M's. He's like my old man crush, okay? I love Morgan Freeman. And it started with Robin Hood because he's so loyal. He's so loyal to his friend, right? And he's loyal to this, he's in prison for love, you know? 55 was on the clock when I was saying that. 6 and 9. Be brave. What is that? Be bold. Everywhere, be bold. That's from a movie. Be bold. Everywhere, be bold. Yeah, this masculine is taking a bold move toward the feminine. But it's like they need some sort of, like, the masculine's all up in this feminine's side of things. So let's hear from the feminine. What signal can you give to the masculine so that they know to come in? Oh, God. Okay, we got the Hangman, 4 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Swords. 10 of Pentacles. 9 of Wands in reverse. The Wounded Warrior in reverse. The running. Stop running. Stop running, feminines. 10 of Pentacles. Page of Swords. Okay, so maybe there's nothing that you can do differently. Just keep doing what you're doing, feminines. You're not taking action. You're not saying a word. Don't say a word. This masculine is going to figure it out. Maybe they're going to cook you a meal. With that 8 of Pentacles, I get that, but the 8 of Pentacles is away, right? It was just 8:08 on the actual time here. Lionsgate. It's like this masculine already. They're at your gate. The gate, Little Mermaid. I'm getting. This looks like the cover of Little Mermaid to me always. With that staff. You could work together. I'm feeling like don't do anything. Don't change anything. Profit. Because they're Page of Swords. You're both watching each other. So it's like this masculine doesn't need fucking 8 of Pentacles, thank you. They're working on something. They're gonna make you a meal. And Jack goes boating. He makes her a meal. Crash and burn. Feminine. With that 8 of Pentacles, how do you feel about that? 4 of Pentacles. I was just gonna say feminine. Whatever this masculine's working on, they're working very hard. So I feel like they're coming in with more to give than to take. They're only going to give to you. Something about crashing and burning. What is that? What is that? 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, maybe whatever they're working on is like, it's only as good as the masculine can make it without their feminine. If that makes sense. They need you to, 8 of Swords. They need your mind, feminines. They need your mind. That feels, as a feminine, I am like, this makes me feel very guarded. But an emperor doesn't come out unless he's spotted an empress. So there is an empress here. But see, Eight of Swords is like, don't have anxiety. Just don't have anxiety about it. Maybe that's it. Maybe feminine, stop asking. Don't say a word. Whatever you're doing is working. And whatever you're not doing is working, because you're in a passive receiving energy of being a divine feminine, and this masculine sees that. They know that you want the Ten of Pentacles. Stop asking about it. Stop worrying about it. See how these Eight of Swords are usually about anxiety, but they look very organized here. Like, organize your thoughts, feminine. Four of Pentacles. Tell me what that Four of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Okay, yeah, that's giving to yourself with that Ace of Pentacles. I was getting Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. This is you nurturing your femininity. We've got the butterfly here. See, with the roses painted over that toxic, devilish energy, there's this glow up. They're watching you in this Four of Pentacles energy where you've been reserved. You've been a miser with your resources because you've been giving them back to yourself. Because when you gave a color over there, that's why the chakras felt really scrambled, jumbled. It's like because you gave your colors to someone else, and you would give one at a time, but before you knew it, it was all black. Fade to black, black as night. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. We have the sand painter here. Something about painting. Painting is very important. The forger has painting. We got the sand painter here with the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe that's what you can do, feminine, is work on something. Maybe paint, sketch, whatever your artistic venue. I was going to say whatever your artistic skills are, apply those to manifesting, or not manifesting. You've already manifested them. They're already here. It is like securing the manifestation by, like a soulmate portrait. Instead of paying other people for tarot readings, instead of paying other people for soulmate portraits, instead of paying other people to give you some oracular, prophetic information, or maybe with the Page of Swords, you're asking friends, you're asking about them, you're like dropping little seeds or whatever, and maybe one of those seeds bloomed, and the person sees the roses, they smell the roses, there's something about like they smell you, they're sniffing you out like a wolf, they're coming in to get you. You're part of their pack that like wandered off, but instead of like reaching out, I feel like this Four of Pentacles is actually the advice of stop doing that. Stop giving your resources to others, because this is the energy. This is like that Empress energy. She's multitasking. She's got this very feminine, abundant air energy, earth energy, fire energy. Like she's got all the alchemy here. This gives like a Empress, like pre-Empress energy. I feel like you're going to sort of like the scene in Beauty and the Beast where he transforms and it's like it comes out of his fingers, the light and everything. I feel like this person is gonna just like, that felt like suction actually. So it's almost like a everything sort of comes in with this miser energy, and then when your person shines their flashlight up your butt I just keep getting that like a glowworm, like boop. Or in a bug's life, something with bugs, insects are maybe important here. Horticulture, botany. Anyway, where the firefly puts its butt in like a cup and it makes a little spotlight or whatever for the circus. Yeah, I don't know. This masculine is like so zen and self-assured. It's kind of making me nervous as a feminine who maybe isn't. Just tapping into a little therapy there. Yeah, there is some sort of insecurity around love, and it's been both of you. But the masculine is getting some sort of vote of confidence. Could be from a friend, could be from a sibling, could be from this ending that they've experienced in their life that allows them to have that space to come forward. Whether they had to like legally sort something out so that they could come in, or they had to emotionally sort something out or release something so that they could, because they knew, this masculine knows that when they come in, they have to come in with all of it. You can't come in half-cocked with a divine feminine, right? Or you wouldn't be a divine masculine. And the divine masculine is here with the Four of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles twice. I mean, this is it. They're coming in. Don't say a word. Don't say a word. And that's like also friends. Well, they're sort of friends with benefits. But a lot like love. Like he wants to get his ducks in a row and everything. Something about ducks. A duck out of water. And she says, like, don't. You'll ruin it. It's like this feminine made this masculine a better masculine. They help them grow up. They help them have purpose. Something and someone to work for and something to work toward. With this Eight of Pentacles, it's like we got the Two of Cups too. Like it's all happening. Six of Swords. That's another Kate Hudson movie, Almost Famous, and Philip Seymour Hoffman is in that as well. So those two actors could be important. But Almost Famous, it's all happening. It's all happening. So just let it happen. That's all you can do, feminine. Let it happen. Masculines, if you're here, this is your confirmation, right? Because if you resonate with this, then your feminine is ready. Your feminine is waiting over in this Four of Pentacles. They're not giving any energy away, any resources away anymore to anyone except their emperor. So, yeah, I think that's it. I was gonna say 107 minutes, an hour and 7 minutes, hour and 8 minutes. I think that's it. So yeah, the much shorter sign by sign readings, zodiac sign readings, I'm going to be doing next. So again, comment with your zodiac sign if you want to get in there first. Because I'm going to read for the signs in order of the messages that I've received, requesting those. But you can just continue lurking and I'll get to your sign eventually. But anyway, until next time, I wish you well.